Good evening, everyone, at rantfinance.com, and welcome to another edition of Dino's Tech Picks. Today is the 17th of July, about 8:45 p.m. Eastern, and going to look at the minis again and a couple other things. But we'll start with the S&P 500 minis as usual. Boy, what a what a nice move down here at the open. Big time buy spot, in my opinion. I put it on the blog. I posted on the blog. There were a couple things that I was watching. One on the minis, the bottom of this 4-hour candle, which was basically right at the open. We tagged it here. Also in that area on the SPY chart, 10-minute, 200-day simple moving average was right around in that same area as well. I just thought, and on the intraday technicals, we were way outside Bollinger Bands. We were oversold. It was just a nice buy spot. I bought some calls there and I sold them way too early. Again, I didn't like the initial bounce off the trend line, but it picked up some momentum throughout the rest of the day, and the rest is history. But one thing I did notice here, looking at this minor channel here that we got going on, if we pan out, this is the bigger channel that I've been talking about. Don't want to get confused with that bigger channel. This little inner channel here, the last couple of days, going back to Friday, right at the open, we've had some very nice dips. Friday was the dip that tagged the bottom of this channel, and then we had the huge up day. This candle here reflected the open. This candle here reflected the open yesterday. That's where we came down and tagged 1343, a pivot point that I've been watching. And then this morning we came down and hit the bottom of this channel again, and exploded upwards. So I'm wondering what tomorrow's going to bring. And when I was looking at the chart, one thing I did notice, and this is just a hunch, but sometimes these channels, they have like cross members that run perpendicular to the actual channel. We had this down channel that we were in for a while, and if you duplicate lines with this channel here, you can see there's some trends here. There's one here, there's one here, and I'm wondering if there's one here. There's only 2 points, 2 wicks here that have tagged this, but again, this is just a hunch. But if we were to drift down tonight, that 9 a.m. candle will be about right here. That'll give us a little bit of a gap down, maybe about 3 points. And I'm wondering, again, this is just a hunch, but I'm wondering if the move down tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. is going to come down and tag this green line, and that's going to be our launching pad. The green line, again, is coming off the highs at the end of March. Across the top here, where it kind of cut through this head and shoulders pattern, and we had another breakthrough here earlier in the month. We touched on this yesterday, and now we're above it again. So, history says we're going to come back and test this green line. So, I'm trying to foresee when that would happen. And again, this is just a hunch, but maybe we'll follow one of these parallel cross members to this down channel. Maybe there's going to be one that forms here. Again, just a hunch. I mean, we could explode higher. and go and test a double top here, a recent double top or something overnight. I don't know, um, but just something to keep an eye on. That's the S&P 500. Nasdaq looking the same. This is a daily chart, so we're kind of panning out a little bit. Got a nice channel forming here. Nothing new. Maybe a little bear flag here. I don't know. I'd like to see a move upwards to the top of this channel to kind of negate this, but we'll keep an eye on this. You know, again, play the channel till it breaks. If this bear flag were to break, then it's going to be a break of the channel. So, you know, we'll worry about this pattern if it starts to play out from a bullish perspective, that is. The Dow minis, the same thing. We're in our nice channel. Nothing really to get too excited about there. So all is well in that front. On the S&P, same thing. We got our nice little channel here. We came down and kind of bounced off the 20-day, had a little bit of overthrow, but that's to be expected during OPEX. You know, we ran into some horizontal resistance here, similar to the minis. Back to here for a second, the S&P minis, where we talked about this green line here off the highs earlier in the year. Well, the S&P's got the same thing, so we're keeping an eye on that. That's this yellow line. I actually kind of made a channel out of it, but really this top line is what I'm watching. And I was wondering, here's another thing to watch. If we get a gap up tomorrow to maybe this 1368 area, something like that, it would be a gap up of about maybe 5 points or so, something like that. We'll have to keep an eye on this, because that'll be the fourth touch of this sloping trend here. And again, you know, it should cause some problems for bulls. Not saying that they can't break out of it, but if they do have some problems here, we're going to know right away. So all in all, like for the S&P here, a gap up could be bearish, and for the minis, looking at that, you know, if we gapped up, we got some horizontal resistance here, but I'm not so much worried about that. I'm worried more looking at if we drift down here, follow this little cross member here down, and we back test this green line. That's what we're watching on the minis. Back test has got to hold. If not, we're going to visit the bottom of this channel again here, and depending on the time frame, this is about where 9 a.m. sticks. You know, yeah, we could hit 1343 again, 1343, 1344, somewhere around there. So we'll keep an eye on those two things, and I will post an update in the morning. So feel free to check back in, and hopefully we'll get some clues to tomorrow's trading. Thanks.